Hello, welcome back to Taiwanaknow. Um, Today I'm going to deal with the elephant in the room, which is what the people's attitude was towards the China military drills that happened recently after Nancy Pelosi's visit. One thing I promised myself when I started these Taiwanaknows was never to make it political. So what I'm going to do is just state the facts and show you my observations or tell you about my observations from what I saw. The first thing that I noticed when the drill started, President Tsai came on and she said, "Don't panic. This is not a big deal." She put everybody at ease right away. I've got numbers that I'll end this conversation with some of the poll numbers to give you an idea of how things went and what people feel like. But one thing I can tell you, it seemed like not a big deal here. It really didn't. It was on the news, but it didn't saturate the news like it might in America. If the same thing was happening in America, it would be flooding the news 24 hours a day, causing probably more panic than it needs to. So that's the first thing I noticed, is that, yeah, it was on the news, and it was usually the first story on the news, but they didn't dwell on it. 5 minutes, that's it. 6 minutes, they just told you what was going on. As far as people's attitudes here, like I said, it was very nonchalant. Nobody really took it too seriously. It did change some poll numbers, which, like I said, I'll get into in a little while. But there were things like in Dongong, there was a party. People were having a party at a bar, and it showed them on the news. They were drinking and dancing and having a good time, while China was doing the military drills about 12 kilometers offshore. And the people were looking at it, looking at the missiles and the fire, and kind of treating them like fireworks. They weren't making a big deal. They were just having the party, and they were like, "Oh, look what's going on out there. That's China out there doing that." So, very, very brave people, very courageous people, not easily panicked. I will give you some numbers that came through on Taiwan News, the Taiwan news source that I get. They did a poll. They conducted a poll, and what happened was it seems that China's actions actually seem to have a opposite effect as to what they were probably trying to do. I'll give you the question, and then I'll tell you the results of the poll question. They polled about over 1,000 people, and one of the questions was, do you favor unification with China? Now, before the China drills, the war drills, that number was not too low. It was around 37%, 36%. Since the drills, the unification with China, people favoring unification with China is now down to 11.8%. 55% say, no way. We want to be independent from China. Asked if they were afraid of the large-scale military drills, only about 17% said they had some fear, while 80% said they had no fear whatsoever in the drills. Regarding the Beijing One China policy, now, since the China drills, only 8% of Taiwanese back the One China policy out of Beijing, and almost 82% oppose it. So like I said, these drills, if they were supposed to try to put people here in line or scare people, it had the opposite effect. When asked if China, if a war was imminent in the future with China, 39% thinks there will be a war, and 53% say it's not likely. So a lot more people think it's not going to happen, as opposed to that it will happen. I'll finish up by saying the sense I'm getting is we all are familiar with the story of the boy who cried wolf. Well, this is more like the wolf who cried boy. You're outside and there's a wolf on the corner, on the edge of the forest, And he's walking back and forth, and he's looking at you, and he said, boy, I'm gonna get you, boy. One of these days, I'm gonna get you. And he's growling, and he's just walking back and forth, and he's been doing that for 50 years. The only difference is now, he got closer to you. He says, boy, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, growling and walking back and forth, and still walking back and forth. And he just got closer. Nothing really changed. So that's pretty much the scenario that we're in now, is that the wolf will cry boy is just closer. He's still growling, but he's been doing that for 50 years. So that is pretty much what's going on here with the attitude of China's recent military drills around the island. Hopefully the next one will be a little more lighthearted. I don't like these political ones, but so many people are asking me, so I just wanted to get it out of the way. So anyways, have a great day wherever you are, and tune in again next time for Taiwanaknow. Thanks.